Hello and welcome. In this video, I'll be showing you how to successfully grow and plant Italian flat parsley. Now, what's the difference between flat Italian parsley and curly Italian parsley? Well, most culinary experts will tell you that flat Italian parsley has a lot more flavor compared to the curly parsley. So that is why I have chosen flat today. So when it's time to harvest your Italian parsley, you and your clients can use it in a cooking activity and it will have tons of flavor. So to get started, I have here an 8-inch pot. You don't need too big of a pot for Italian parsley. About 8 to 12 inches is fine. And also, this pot has holes in the bottom for proper drainage, and I have a plate here for the water to collect. Now, I'm going to fill up this pot about 80% of the way with potting mix. And I'm using potting mix rather than garden soil because garden soil is a little bit too dense for this Italian parsley. We want the parsley in something that's really light and airy for it to drain properly. And I'm using organic potting mix because organic potting mix has a little bit more nutrients for your plant. And so now I'm going to put my gloves on just to keep my hands a little bit clean. If you don't mind, you can get your hands dirty and avoid the gloves. And now I'm going to fill up this pot with potting mix. Okay, so I have my pot filled about 70% of the way with potting mix. I have it filled about 70% of the way because there's already a lot in this cup and I want there to be plenty of room for the plant in the pot. Now I already went to my local gardening store and purchased a parsley plant that's already been pre-grown and is ready to transplant into the pot. However, if you would like to give your clients a little bit more of a challenge, then feel free to buy seeds and have them sow the seeds into the soil directly and start from the very beginning. However, for the purpose of this video, I have a plant that's already pre-grown and pre-germinated and ready to go. Now all it's left to do is take out this little piece of paper and remove the plant from the cup. Okay. Now you kind of want to massage the roots because they've been compacted into that cup and you want them to be airy and light and not so compacted. Alrighty, so I'm going to create a little well into my soil and place the plant into the pot. Now the next step is filling your pot the rest of the way with potting mix. Alright, so my parsley plant has successfully been transplanted into the pot. As you can see, my counter is very messy, which I don't mind, but if you prefer to keep your space more clean, feel free to do this outside if you have a good working spot out there. I don't, which is why I'm doing it inside, and that's okay because I'm using my resources. And a tip for you and your clients is that if one of your clients has a sensory aversion, you can always give them gloves if they don't like getting their hands messy, they don't like the texture of the soil or the plants. Gloves are always a good thing to give your clients. You can, of course, allow your clients to do as much or as little as they're able or willing to. I used a cup. You can use a shovel to scoop in soil. Use whatever tool is best for you and your clients. So now all that there's left to do is add some water to this plant. I'm going to take my cup here and add some water. I'm going to add water to the plant. It's important to keep the leaves dry and add the water to the base of the plant. Kind of turn it around so that the whole pot gets some water. And again, I have this pot on a plate so it can collect any draining water. Alrighty, that looks like it's good for now. I'm gonna let the water sit. You can add more later. You can always add more, but you can't take any out. And so always water slowly and with caution because you don't want to drown your plant. So for watering purposes, you're gonna want to water this Italian parsley once or twice a week, depending how fast it dries out. As a rule of thumb, make sure the soil is relatively pretty dry before you water it again to avoid any drowning. Now that this Italian parsley has been transplanted and watered, all there's left to do is find a good spot for it. Italian parsley does not need a lot of sunlight. It only needs about 3 to 6 hours. And so you want to find a fairly shaded area for it. You can put it indoors or outdoors. Alrighty, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I chose Italian parsley because it's a fun, easy plant to grow. And once it's time to harvest, you can turn it into a cooking activity with your client. I hope you learned a lot from this video, and I hope your clients enjoy doing this activity with you. And if you did not take any notes, don't worry. In the description, I have a link to a document with instructions and helpful tips. Thank you.